Oh shit, we're back everybody, that's right. Your favorite Major League Anti-Everything channel is back in town. As horrible as my wretched employer is, even their dastardly corpo clutches were not powerful enough to keep me from y'all for very long, and that means that it's time once again for another episode of DEGREELESSNESS. I'm your host, of course, the People's Champion, and your very good buddy in the mix, Shanghai Pete. You know, I was actually about to say, we've got a lot to get to today, but we don't actually, fortunately or unfortunately, depending on your perspective. The games industry has seen fit to be rather boring while I've been wasting away in an office under a pile of network cables. So I guess take that however you'd like, and let us dispense with any further pleasantries and get right down to the getting deep inside. And let us begin our recap with a few quick fun things, because fun is always fun. Number one, as a reminder, Warhammer 40k Darktide drops at the end of this month, so if you're a fan of 40k, a fan of squad-based co-op shooters, a fan of FPS games, fans of Vermintide or the Vermintide series, or maybe just like violence, I definitely recommend keeping an eye out for this one. I played the beta, and despite a few performance hiccups, it's totally rad. Also, the new WoW expansion, Dragonflight, drops on the 28th, so if you're an MMO nerd like me, that's pretty exciting. Maybe by some freak chance it'll actually be good and give me an excuse to take a break from Classic. Doubtful, but we'll see. Another game miraculously, against all odds, ending up in the good/fun column is Sonic Frontiers? Yep, I shit you not, it's looking like Sonic Frontiers is actually a banger. Huge numbers on Steam, overwhelming positive reviews, Reddit hype, it's pretty crazy. Of course, it also features de novo on PC, which means likely no crack for a while, and since I don't have any fucking money, I can't afford to buy it and try it out firsthand, but for anyone hoping that this one slapped, looks like it does, so that's great news. Another thing I think we can safely toss in the good column is the news of a Witcher remake. Kinda caught people by surprise, but I think like maybe 4 people total played that first Witcher game, so I doubt there's really many classic memories for this one for the remake to shit on, so that's pretty cool. All that being said, can we, I don't know, maybe cool it with the remakes? A genuinely good remake is fine too, but maybe some new stuff as well? Perhaps, like, you know how the Callisto Protocol is technically not a Dead Space remake even though it is? You know, stuff like that is at least an improvement, plus looks sick as fuck. Moving on, let's talk a little bit about some fiascos, and over the past few weeks there has scarcely been a fiasco like the voice actor drama surrounding Bayonetta 3. Wow, just goes to show you people's capacity for caring about shit they never normally would until it means a chance to get some attention on the internet. Sad, but also predictable. All's well that ends well, am I right? We also unfortunately got the news that turns out Gotham Knights is a bit of a ball sack. That's a huge letdown to fans everywhere. One of my friends really into these Batman games, he's super bummed out, so that sucks. I'm sorry, y'all. Not one to miss out on a good opportunity to let people down though. Everyone's favorite company to be disappointed by, if you don't count Tesla, Meta, has been in the news again. That's right, the world's largest we don't actually do anything company has been continuing to cause problems, disappoint, and hemorrhage money and employees, which I imagine is mostly because they never really had any idea what they were doing and just been riding on the government contract to harvest personal data for the last 15 years. Maybe Mark Zuckerberg and Elon Musk can finally have the idiot contest we all want to see and then do humanity a favor and disappear forever. Now there's something I would vote for. But enough of that, we must move on to the award for the best Jebait of the month, which goes to our friends at Square Enix. That's right, they managed to take all the potential goodwill that the announcement of a new Parasite Eve game would have garnered them, and instead transformed it magically all into vitriol and animosity when it was revealed that there was in fact no Parasite Eve game, but instead some garbage NFT exploitation gimmick. Simply fantastic work, gents. You really continue to outdo yourselves. Holy shit. And of course, what recap would be complete without mentioning Call of Duty managing to piss everyone off once again. What's got everyone's vaginas all sandy this time? All the broken and missing basic features? Physical copies missing a physical copy perhaps? There's really only one way to know, and that's to spend more time reading up on Call of Duty, something I'm definitely not willing to do. So maybe we'll never know. Fortunately, I can almost guarantee that it won't matter. Also this week, we were treated to some positively riveting news regarding Ubisoft's Prince of Persia remake that absolutely no one was asking for. Apparently, it's been delayed, but definitely not canceled. Great, I don't think anyone cared before, and I certainly don't think anyone cares now, so good for you, Ubisoft. Sounds like you continue to manage expectations. Next up is a fun little story that I want to go over just for a bit. It involves an IGN reviewer who unabashedly and with revolting enthusiasm slobbed the Naughty Dog knob about Last of Us 2. This is him here, bootlicking his way to a 10 out of 10. Now, whatever you thought about this game, and personally, I did not think much of it, perfect 10 seems a bit extreme. Like I said, he wasn't alone in handing that out, but sure, whatever. As I've said before, in my view, a game that's a 10 is a game where there's nothing that could be improved upon, nothing that should be changed or altered or tweaked, and based on many reports, that definitely does not seem to be the case with this one, but whatever, fine, maybe the dude just really liked it. After all, people gave the FF7 remake 10s as well. But in case you're wondering why people seem to give outsized scores with such staggering frequency, here's just one of many reasons. The guy who administered this tug job has now been hired by the very company whose knob he just finished slobbing. Shock of shocks, right? Now, I know, to be fair, is there possibly nothing sinister here? Sure, maybe. Is this hiring totally justified? Very well could be. But it's just another link in a very long chain that should keep you very skeptical and help you remember that for legacy and mainstream media, a huge portion of their job will always be transactional, whether you see it or not. This is just standard corporate practice everywhere, and especially so in the video game industry. Don't forget that. And now, at this point, I think many of you may be expecting me to do an I told you so segment here, where I brag about how right I was about Elon Musk destroying Twitter. And to those people I say, you're right, that's exactly what we're doing. Everyone having a good time? Has free speech been saved? Has the public square been democratized? Or is there perhaps just a slightly bigger shit show than there was before? Hope everyone enjoyed their $8 check mark while it lasted, which as far as I can tell wasn't even 48 hours. Absolutely stunning work so far, Elon. You really are a genius. By far, my favorite thing about this whole catastrophe, at least until Twitter is actually shut down, is how it utterly destroys the absurd myth that we have in this country about meritocracy. This ridiculous fantasy that we tell people that if you're rich, it must be because you deserve it and you earned it and worked really hard. It's not because you got lucky or were born into it or because you mercilessly exploited people beneath you. It's because you're a super special genius who just deserves to hoard nauseating amounts of wealth over your fellow citizens. One look at people like Mark Zuckerberg or Elon Musk will tell you that couldn't be farther from the truth. So I guess thanks, Elon, for helping prove that billionaires are just as fucking retarded as everybody else. Awesome. And on that cheery note, I think it's about time to call it a show. That should just about catch us up on everything I missed while I was in the office. Hopefully you guys had a better time than I did over the past few weeks and got to do something more fun than rewire network cabs and audit user accounts. Remember, we love you today, we love you all the way, and all the days in between. Expect us to be back to our regular schedule next week, same toxic time, same anti-everything channel.
Woke up, smoke up, blunt, then I pass out. Pass out. Woke up, what up, smoke up, blunt, then I'm back down. Back down. What? Yup, woke up, smoke up, blunt, then I pass out.